In a quiet forest clearing, the sage Jamadagni lived a life of prayer and peace. By his side lived Kamadhenu, a divine cow who possessed the power to grant any wish. Together, they offered food and comfort to any traveler who wandered into their woods. News of the miracle cow reached the ears of King Kartavirya Arjuna. He was a ruler of immense power, said to possess 1,000 arms, to wield 1,000 weapons. However, his heart was filled with a hunger for things that did not belong to him. The king arrived at the ashram, with his heavy boots trampling the flowers. He demanded that Jamadagni hand over Kamadhenu to be part of the royal stables. Jamadagni spoke softly, explaining that the divine cow was a companion of the soul, not a trophy for a king. When the sage refused to give up his friend, the king's patience snapped. While Jamadagni's son, Parashurama, was away gathering wood, the king ordered his men to seize the cow. Kamadhenu cried out as she was led away from the only home she knew. Parashurama returned to find the ashram in ruins, and his father kneeling in the dust. When he heard of the king's theft and the disrespect shown to his father, a cold fire ignited in his heart. He realized that the kings of the world had forgotten how to protect the people. Parashurama climbed the highest peaks to seek the guidance of Lord Shiva. The great god appeared in a flash of mountain mist. Recognizing the young man's cause was just, Shiva handed him a heavy, glowing axe. "Use this to cut away the rot of the world," the god commanded. With the divine axe resting on his shoulder, Parashurama marched toward the king's great city. He did not bring an army, for he carried the strength of the mountains within him. He walked through the city gates, his eyes fixed only on the palace of the tyrant. The battle between the warrior sage and the 1,000-armed king shook the foundations of the earth. Kartavirya Arjuna swung his many blades, but the divine axe was swifter. With a final strike, Parashurama ended the king's reign of greed and rescued the divine cow. But the darkness had spread beyond just one king. The sons of the fallen ruler sought revenge, and other corrupt kings across the land joined them. Parashurama saw that the warrior caste had lost its way, choosing pride over duty. He took a solemn vow to reset the balance. 21 times, Parashurama traveled across the world. He moved like a whirlwind, facing every king who used his power to hurt the innocent. Each time he finished a battle, he hoped it would be the last, but the cycle of corruption was deep and stubborn. Finally, the land grew quiet. The era of the tyrants was over, and the people could live in peace once more. Parashurama looked at his axe and felt the weight of the years. He journeyed to the sea, where he washed the dust of war from his hands. Parashurama retired to the Mahendra Mountains, far from the reach of men. He gave up his weapons and became a silent hermit, spending his days in meditation. As an immortal sage, he remains there still, waiting and watching over the world he fought so hard to save.